Hello again. Okay, so today, just as we wrap up our first week together, we're actually going to start in standing and we're going to just kind of bring it all together. Very similar to actually what we would have done yesterday. But just kind of wanting to kind of just retouching on our form, kind of the structure, sort of this kind of I don't know, I want to use the word stationary, it seems like at this point. But yeah, just like those holding places, what's going on with the hips, just moving through from downward facing dog and stepping through and things like that. So just kind of wanting to review that a little bit, move through it. Next week we move into, or starting tomorrow, we move into the rhythm. So really looking forward to kind of bringing some of that element into our shapes. Our postures. So when you're ready, just come to the top of your mat and coming into mountain posture. So just standing firmly on the feet. You may find, I like to spread my toes wide and really find that big toe mound. I like to say that word a lot. But I do find it just helps to stay a little more present and a little bit more rooted when sort of there's perhaps an anticipation of moving or stepping forward. So just take a moment just to feel that, maybe a little sway from side to side, maybe closing your eyes and just feeling the full surface of your foot here. Softness through the toes. And then a little bit of pressure down to the outer edges of the heels. But more of a sense of rooting down for a moment. Feel how that offers you a lift to your spine, to the crown of your head, rolling shoulders back and palms slightly forward. So that may actually feel fairly of a forced movement, and that's okay just from habituals and maybe rounding forward. Just takes a moment just to engage softly in the back body to bring the palms forward. Let them just soften and hang heavy at your side. And then can you soften your knees and your hips if you notice some gripping happening there. With the eyes closed or gaze soft to the space in your immediate surrounding. Starting to tune into your breath, noticing very subtle movement with each inhale and each exhale. This posture, mountain posture, Tadasana, it can translate, the Sanskrit word Tadasana can translate to coming home or to established within. Embodying the qualities of a mountain. What does that mean for you right now? To embody the quality of a mountain within the structure of your frame and the boundaries of your skin and the space of your breath. Feel that power, that strength, and the rootedness, the depth of a mountain. And perhaps just for a moment we can imagine that we are a mountain or a frame or a body here made out of wax. So with this heat, it begins to kind of just soften us, not totally melting us, but just that sense of a little bit more soft, a little bit kind of melting down and heavy down into the soles of your feet. it begins to almost kind of pool beneath you, kind of like those action figures almost that have that stable base. Those little toy figurines. Just feeling yourself here in the space, your own body. And can we carry this forward with us through our practice today? As if moving from this place of just like a soft, warm wax. And that stable base beneath your feet. And if we move too fast or too quickly away, we can kind of lose touch with that. So just moving into this stable base of support. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. The breath moving in your chest. And when you're ready, inhale, rising your palms up towards the sky. Reach up into your extended mountain. So feeling into this soft base of support that you have beneath you as you open and extend and expand. Take up space here. This rootedness, maybe lots of space between the arms and a drawing back of the shoulder blades and openness to the heart, space underneath the armpits. Just play around with as you turn palms out to the side or palms to the sky. How does that just change what's happening in your chest, in your back, and what feels like a really empowered space, this extended mountain, reaching up and out of and away, beyond, taking up space. How does that feel for you? On your next inhale, feel yourself root down and rise a little bit taller. And then exhale, come into your forward fold. Hinging at the hips, come all the way down, relaxing upper body, maybe moving or swaying. Grabbing opposite elbows if you wish, bending one knee at a time. Playing around with that stable base of support. Bringing weight to toes and to heels, outer edges and inner edges of the feet. And then let's inhale and lift and lengthen your spine. You may bring your hands to your legs or your thighs. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Reach your sit bones and your tailbones broad and back behind you. Either hands staying here or palms reaching back behind you, facing down towards the floor, out to the sides to a T. Feeling the belly working to stabilize and support you here. And can you feel the soft flow of your breath still moving in this stable and supportive place? Where do you remain open, spacious, without collapsing? Take an inhale, reach and root down through the feet, reach through the palms, through the crown of the head and through the tailbone. Take up lots of space here. Exhale, come softly forward into your forward fold. When you're ready, root through the fingertips, the palm of the hand, and step your right foot back into your lunge. When you're ready, inhaling, rising up, towards the sky, and hands to heart. Feel this sense of rolling the right hip slightly forward. Press back through the right heel, engaging through hips to stabilize and support. And then feeling a little bit kind of a lightness here. Hands to heart, hands to sky, hands behind you to clasp. Any shape here that feels supportive for you right now, what you're experiencing here. And just finding the spaciousness of your breath within the containment of this shape. Notice where you begin to soften in this shape, where maybe you even slightly collapse. It's always okay to drop the knee down towards the floor if you need that support. Maybe adjust through pelvis, stepping legs wider, rearrange the hands. Find what supports you. To breathe, to stay present. And then begin to reach your arms forward wherever they are as you hinge slightly over that front hip. Belly's still engaged, we're not collapsing onto it, we're just lengthening forward. And then bring the hands down. Either drop back knee and step your left foot back, or slide it back to meet your right into your plank position. Any version here, whether that's knees lifted, pushing the floor away, stabilizing through the palms of your hands, broadening across the upper back, space between shoulder blades, engaging the legs, the belly, growing tall and long, finding any shape that supports you here, knees up or down. How does it feel to hold yourself up here? To have that strength, that capacity. So as you push the floor away, can we still imagine there's this melting wax, kind of stable base beneath us, but yet there's a container of the body. Find a little bit more softening to that wax. And space to breathe. Drop your knees down if they're not there already. Slowly lowering the upper body all the way down to the floor, drawing shoulder blades in towards each other. Inhale to your cobra. So rooting through the low body, pressing the tops of the feet, the pelvis, elbows in, shoulders back, long through the back of the neck, through the crown of the head, and light through the hands. Breathing here. And release from that. Press into your hands, come up to a supported plank. Tuck the toes under. If it feels available, lift the knees. We can play around with this lowering to a chaturanga or all the way down to the floor. This can be done with the knees down. Actually, let's do that. Bring knees down. Elbows in snug. Start to draw shoulder blades together just like we did with the push-up until you come about halfway. Shoulders are up at the height of your elbows and your elbows are in snug. Then come to the tops of your feet as you push the earth away. Lift the hips off the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Drawing the shoulder blades back together as you open through the heart center. Knees can always drop down, hips can always lift. Be kind to the low back. Exhale as you lift up to table. Tuck your toes and come into a downward facing dog. Just do what you need to. Explore the shape for yourself today. And then sinking heels down, slight bend in the knees, perhaps right foot lifts to the sky. Take a moment here, hips high, left heel sinking towards the mat, hands rooted, strong active arms. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Keep your hips high. Either coming forward as you draw the belly in, draw the knee towards your chest, come high on your left heel, and maybe stepping through or coming down to your knees and stepping your right foot through to your lunge. Inhale, rising. And then we'll settle in here. Any shape with your hands that feels good. So maybe you want to open through your chest. Maybe you want to reach or bring hands to heart center, or even hands to clasp behind you. What nourishes you in this shape? What supports you in this shape? Breathe into the foundation to soften into stability, spacious of breath. Notice any tension in the jaw. Soften into the base. It's here with you right now. Let's inhale, rise, palms up. And then forward as you hinge over that front hip. Bending into the front knee. Hands coming down to the mat. Left foot steps to meet your right. Coming into forward fold. Lift and lengthen your spine. Root through those heels. Exhale, coming back down. When you're ready, inhale, root through the feet, rise through the palms, through the body. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands down at your side, landing home into your Tadasana. Embodying your mountain. Inhale, rising palms, root down, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lowering down and left foot stepping back. Rising into your lunge. Exhale, settling in here into any variation with your arms or the knees. Back knee can always drop down. Pausing here into the shape. Melting and molding into support. And you be with this shape. Take a breath in, reach the arms up. Hinging forward as you reach. Hands come down. Back knee perhaps drops into a support, or slide that right foot back into your plank. Any variation here of your plank. Knees up or knees down. Shoulders back, broad across the upper back, across the chest, as if you would create a little bit more space around your collarbone or across your collarbone. Squeezing in through inner thighs as you press back through the heels. And then drop your knees down. Lower as you draw the shoulder blades in towards each other, slowly with control, all the way down to the floor. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to your cobra. Light through the hands, rooted through the low body. Breathing here. Exhale to lower. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, press into your hands, come up high through the chest. Press to the tops of your feet and lift the knees, lift your hips, bellies engaged, low belly, shoulders rolling back. You can always turn your fingers out to roll those shoulders back. Strong core and belly engaged to lift the hips. Tuck your toes, come into your downward facing dog. Can always come to child's pose, melting heart. Right heel sinks down, left heel lifts to the sky, hips square forward, tailbone to the sky. Press and grow yourself a little bit longer from your armpit to your hip. Grip into the tips of your fingers. Draw your your knee in towards your belly. Keep your hips high for a moment. Then come high on that right toe and heel lifts. You draw the belly in, round your back. That leg comes forward, maybe stepping the foot through or dropping your back knee down and stepping that foot into your lunge. Inhale, rise here. Exhale into any shape with your arms and upper body that feels most nourishing. To breathe here. Remembering that base of support beneath you to soften into a place to rise up and away from. When you're ready, exhale as your hands come down and reach back behind you as you hinge forward. Let's just open through the chest for a moment, palms facing forward. Bringing the hands to meet the front and right foot to meet your left. And full breath here in your forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, back down into your forward fold. Inhale, root and rise. Dig into those heels. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing here. Hands resting down at your side, embodying your mountain. Now melting down into that stable base of support. Bring your hands together at your heart. Take a full breath in, and on your exhale, clasp your hands, press the palms away from you. We'll just round through your back, so bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, press through the palms. Maybe the head comes in the space between your hands. Inhale, rise as you root down. Rise through the palms, soften your elbows. Come up and over to your right side. Send your hips slightly forward as you dig down into those heels. Stay rooted through the whole surface of your feet. Just breathing here. And back up through center. Over to your other side. Stay long, stay lifted, stay rooted, supported. Inhaling tall. Exhale, hands come down at your side, and then bring the palms of your hands to your low back. Let's root through the feet, through the heels. Send the hips forward. So we can see how we're kind of dumping. You may feel like your low back's kind of collapsing as you press the palms there. So as you root through heels, can you lift your upper back away and press down through the palms of your hands, like you were kind of getting length to your low back? Draw the shoulders back, and the chest lifts. Maybe the gaze lifts into a back bend here. Tailbone down towards the floor. Root in through the heels. And then come on back up to standing. Hands at your side, embodying your mountain. When you're ready, inhale, rise, palms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, coming down, bend your knees. We're going to come down to the floor, so however that may look for you, whether that's a squat or you reach your hands back. And we're going to come down into constructive resting here. A little reversal. So if the legs are a little fatigued at all, or feeling just tired, you can rest knees in, feet wide, or step the feet really wide, and just find where it is your legs just really start to kind of melt and sink into the weight and the heaviness that they are down towards the pelvis and into the feet. Bringing your hands anywhere that feels most restful, whether that's palms up or hands onto your body. Closing your eyes and beginning to land down with each out breath into the surface beneath you. Maybe taking a scan over the entire body, feeling the warmth and feeling as though you could just melt slightly like soft, warm wax through all the heavy parts of the body, the head, shoulders, pelvis, feet.